tell you that the work that you do for your employer is worth 3 times what they're paying you? I know it is because I've seen the invoices. I've sat in rooms where they authorize $50,000 for a consultant to do exactly what a $120,000 a year employee does. Why? Because companies want to pay for the result, not your coffee breaks and your benefits. Today I'm showing you what I'm calling the consulting gap. It's the hidden pocket of profit where your 9-to-5 skills meet a high ticket market demand and your personality. Let's face it, not everything you do at work is valuable. Attending the weekly sync is worth $0. Your ability to navigate complex regulatory filing or fix a broken supply chain, that's worth millions of dollars. To find your consulting gap, you need to perform some kind of impact audit. Kind of ask yourself a couple things about what you really do that is actually special. Let's do it together. Get out a piece of paper or some notes, whatever you want to do, voice note it if you want. Ask yourself this: which of my tasks directly affects the company's revenue? And which of my tasks prevents a massive loss or a legal headache? And then you want to reflect and ask yourself this: what do people inside your company always ask you for your quick opinion on, or if you can help them on something because it's too hard for them? Then I want you to do something a little bit dangerous. Go ask a friend in finance, or go make a friend in finance, or somebody who's working on a very high stakes, like leadership only project. Talk to them and try to find out what your company pays outside vendors for services that are similar to yours. When you see a strategy consultant billing $300 an hour for a slide deck that you could have written in your sleep, don't get mad, get educated. That's your market proof. With that information, you can package a gap offer. A gap offer is something that is not currently covered in a role explicitly in a company, and therefore they have to contract it out to get that particular result covered. The first thing you want to do is identify the pain point. Maybe it is something about being more visible online. Maybe they have a issue where they're not connecting with certain people in the company. There's lots of pain points out there, a little bit untangible for them to create a whole role around, but it doesn't make it any less of an issue. Let's take this issue of high employee turnover. Most companies are not going to go out and hire somebody whose whole job is to keep people happy, right? They're not going to explicitly put that out as a rec, but they absolutely hire consultants to do this all the time. So let's go with that problem. Then you want to define the result. Say your result is 20% increase in retention, something that can be measured over time. And then the last part, which takes a little bit of iteration, we want to package your method or your response to that problem. Maybe it's a proprietary framework. Maybe it is a methodology that you bring to them and you conduct within the company with stakeholder interviews, talking to people, understanding what actually is causing the retention issue. And then there's the most important part to be able to activate this, which is finding your clients. I like to call these bridge clients, right? You can do this while you're in your 9-to-5, and you don't need a website, you don't need business cards. I've made all of those mistakes. Nobody cares. That's all imposter syndrome, saying that you need all this showy stuff to land a client. All you need is to meet one person that has the problem that you solve and the budget to fix it. These bridge clients are often a former colleague or a former vendor, even a competitor to your current company. And you start offering your fractional version of what you do. 10 hours a month for a retainer that covers your mortgage, suddenly the risk of quitting your 9-to-5 that you hate goes down to 50%. These consulting gap opportunities are everywhere. You're gonna start seeing them once you start looking for them. Below, I've dropped an exact framework that I use to help women turn their corporate titles into 10K consulting packages. In the next video, we're gonna get more tactical and really go through a 6-month runway towards your professional independence. Don't miss it.